Hi guys, my name is Ellery. I just got home from work and I want to make something super special and thought I would show you how I do it. It's salt cured egg yolks. So it makes the egg yolks hard and they kind of get like a little dehydrated. You cure them in a salt sugar mix. You can add seasonings and spices if you want. And then you just store them in the fridge and then you grate them over the top of any dish that you want to be a little bit richer. I think it has a very delicious flavor. It kind of reminds me of like mild cheddar cheese or like a runny egg yolk, that flavor, but it's a little bit more concentrated because they are cured. So it is the most simple process possible. It's equal parts salt and sugar, and then you just do a little well and add the egg yolks in it, and then you store it in the fridge for a week. After a week, you take it out and then kind of uncover the egg yolks. They'll be hard at that point. If they're not, then something went wrong, redo it. And then that's it. You just brush them off. I normally rinse them off under the sink to just get all that salt sugar mixture off of them, let them dry, and then I just store them in a little Tupperware container in the fridge, and then use my like microplane grater whenever I want them on a dish. Okay. I'm just gonna mix it all straight into this Tupperware. You could totally mix it in a bowl if you wanted to, but there's no need. So I'll just start with, let's do 2 cups of each. It doesn't need to be very deep. You just don't want the egg yolks to be touching the Tupperware. You want them to be fully encased in this mixture. I started doing this, I don't know, in college or right after. And I don't know what made me want to do this. I must have just seen a video online. But then anytime I had like extra eggs or just wanted to spend a little bit of time in the kitchen on a project, I would make this. And they last a really long time in the fridge. I was reading online 3 months. I think I have definitely used them past that, but 3 months is what the internet recommends. Cool. So we got a cup there. So we did 2 cups of sugar and 2 cups of salt. This is really the easiest recipe ever. And I think we'll probably end up fitting, let's just see. I'm just gonna use the egg as like a way to get a little indentation in here. Let's see. You don't want them to touch because they'll get stuck together, but you also want to have the most possible. So I'm gonna do like in the corners and then work my way in. Yeah. Cool. So we got our first egg. And everybody always says to crack your eggs on a flat surface so that you're not pushing the shells into the egg like when you would do it on the side of a bowl. And I'm just gonna use my hands for this because we're gonna be working with a lot of eggs, so. And then you wanna take all of the white off. I was reading online that they said they wouldn't properly cure. I don't think that I was as careful when I did it the first couple times, and they seem to work fine, but it's really that like little glob. So you have this egg, which is beautiful and stunning, and then you just very gently put it into the salt, and then we'll add more salt to the top when we're done, which I guess we maybe could have done like 1.5 cups of the mixture for the bottom layer. Oh no, okay. I gotta pay attention. I always feel like I'm nervous that they'll touch the bottom of the pan, which you really just don't want them exposed to air, so maybe that would be fine, but. And I just kind of let gravity be my friend here, so I'm not like really pulling it so much as I am like just trying to get it to fall off, maybe with a little bit of pressure. You just don't want to, yeah, puncture the yolk. I'll just slide that in there. I do think visually it looks very pretty. The like stark white sugar salt with the bright yellow egg yolk. I think it's nice. This would be maybe a good opportunity to practice single-handed egg cracking, but I'm worried that well, let me try it. Yeah, maybe this is, I'm not gonna mess with that. I was just imagining me like breaking the yolk. Okay, that one I need to be a little more careful. I got some egg white in the salt, which I don't want to do. Okay. And let's see, we'll have, oh, 12. That's funny. I didn't plan that, but that worked out. So we'll do a whole dozen of the salt cured egg yolks. Oh no. I keep doing that. It's a good thing that I'm holding it over the bowl. Okay. Bloop. But the marshmallow fluff sounds pretty good. I'm just gonna do 1 cup at a time and we can see how much we need. Okay, so we've got our mixture and then we're just going to gently dust the eggs. I feel like this might be enough. Feels like we're just tucking them in for a week in the fridge. And then I do cover them just with the lid that the thing comes with. I think I'm just gonna add a little bit more because I feel like it's like right there. It's like barely covered, so even though I can't see it, I want to make sure it's covered more. So, cool. So that's it. Doesn't look like much, but there's stuff going on. So I'm gonna just put the lid on this and then we'll put it in the fridge. Hello. So we just finished a video on some salt sugar scrubs and it reminded me that we have another salt project in the works, the salt cured egg yolks. So I want to go ahead and show y'all how these came out. I'm really excited about them. This is one of my favorite projects. So you can see the salt kind of cratered around them. I think maybe you could have added them a little bit deeper into the salt, especially these on the edges. But oh my gosh, in the sun, it looks so pretty. So this is the salt cured egg yolk. And then what I do is just kind of pull the salt off, like any big chunks that I see. And then I'll just take this and put it in some water, which I just have water here that I put a couple ice cubes in. And you just kind of want to rub off the salt that's around the edges. And then I'll just pat it dry. Sorry, this is kind of hard to do with one hand. And then, oh gosh. Here, so there's 4 and 3 rows. And then you get the salt off, Pablo. And then I just kind of rinse it off so that I'm not like pulling away too much of the egg yolk. And then I'll just let them fully dry before putting them into some Tupperware in the fridge. But I think they look really pretty, like little gumdrop kind of things. We can get a couple out at a time. I've never tried to reuse the salt, but if you wanted to make another batch right after this, I think it would be fine. So that's all of our little guys. And we'll just kind of dust off the big stuff. I'll put it in here. Just kind of wash them off. Doesn't that look cool? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's count them. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Perfect. That's all of them. So, oh my gosh, that looks so cool. Look at that. That's crazy. Wow. Okay, I'm actually making some toast real quick so that we can taste it, but let me flip it. Okay, we'll just let that finish. So this is a really easy little kitchen thing to make. I think the next video I'll make like this will be some preserved lemons, which is the same thing. It's lemons and salt for a long amount of time, and they're really delicious and kind of unique, like the salt cured egg yolks. There's no butter in here. Okay. Yeah. Normally there's butter in there. Okay, let me get a little bit of butter. We'll use our German butter. Less ideal because it's not soft, but that's okay. Okay, we need our toast. Okay. And then one thing I like to do with toast is take half a clove of garlic and just grate it on the toast. So it's very light garlic flavor, but it's delicious. And then we're gonna add just a little bit of butter. I'll just make it very, very thin so that it has a chance of melting. And then what we've been waiting for so you take the egg yolk, and this is not fully dry, which ideally you would want it to be, and then you just grate it. And I think it looks so pretty, like cheese. And then you just keep that for later. Try to get it all out. Wipe your hands off. Okay, and then we're gonna try it. We have one side with butter and one side without. It's delicious. It's very like cheddar cheese tasting. I don't know how to describe it. It's like the most silky smooth. And I think it tastes more like cheese than egg yolk, but y'all know what an egg yolk tastes like, how it's kind of cheesy. So yeah, it's delicious. So those are our salt cured egg yolks. I am so happy with how these turned out. I'm so glad I got to share it with y'all. I hope that some of y'all give it a try. I know that it's kind of like a weird ingredient, but it is so good. The texture of the grated egg yolks is just so velvety smooth. They're not salty. Like the salt really just cures them. It doesn't make them salty, but they're absolutely delicious. So I definitely recommend you try them. My favorite things to use it on, I mean, honestly, on scrambled eggs, they're very good. But like a lot of times I do on soups, I'll grate that in. On bread is really delicious. On like a buttered tortilla would be really good. You also don't have to grate them. Like you can chop them up, or you should be able to like spread them a little bit. It might, need a little bit of force. It's not super spreadable like butter, but you can make it happen. So thank y'all so much for spending time with me. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll give you a couple of recommendations on other videos from my channel that you might want to watch, but this was so much fun. So I really appreciate y'all hanging out. I'll see you next time. Bye.